Hey everyone, and welcome today to Nerd Center. Today we're going to be doing some random Marvel trivia on our game show just to test the viewers' knowledge at home. And our contestant today will be Greg, my co-host and other shows.
Woo! Thanks for having me. No, just kidding. Thanks for having me.
So everyone at home, feel free to post your scores and see how you do compared to Greg here.
Oh yeah,
And let's see who has the random Marvel trivia knowledge. So
I'm
these
gonna do better than all of you. I'm
so
just
this
telling you guys, you're going down.
So these questions are based on at least my opinion of hard, easy to hard. So they'll start a little easier and move forward. And these based, just for note, these are all based on Marvel Comics. They are not based on anything outside the MCU, cartoons, anything else. Solely based on the comics. So with that said, let's get in. Here's our
Because we
first.
are real fans, unlike you. No, I'm just kidding as well. How many questions are there?
There are 10 questions today. So without further ado, Greg, are you ready to get into the
Okay.
first question?
Yeah,
And
I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's
here we go.
Are the viewers ready?
And let's do this, everyone. Question number 1. What is the villainous name of crime lord Wilson Fisk? Is it A, the Godfather,
C.
B, the
Kingpin.
Prince, or C, the Kingpin?
It's Kingpin C.
That is correct. You are 1 for 1 so far. Question number 2. The Warrior Scar is the son of what Marvel superhero? Is it A, Thor, B, Hulk, or C, Hercules? Greg.
I think it might be. I'm gonna go with B, the Hulk.
And that is correct. Sakaar is the son of Hulk from the Planet Hulk storyline. That is correct. You are 2 for 2. Now for question number 3. What is the nickname of Tony Stark's chauffeur and personal assistant Harold Hogan? Is it A, Handy, B, Happy, or C, Heavy? What is your answer, Greg?
It's Happy, but if the question was like, what is Happy's real name, I would have never guessed Harold Hogan. I think that
And
would have
are
been a
you
tougher
sure that is
question.
that your final answer?
Yeah, B is my final
Okay,
answer.
B is it. It is. He is happy. Whether he's handy or heavy, we don't know, but he is happy, and that is correct. You were 3 for 3 to start off this game.
Handy.
Moving on to question number 4. Who brought together the first version of the Sinister Six? Is it A, the Green Goblin, B, Mysterio, or D, Dr. Octopus? Greg, what say you?
You mean C, right? C, Dr. Octopus, because you said D at the end.
My mistake?
Yeah, I'm going with D, Dr. Octopus.
That is incorrect. It is C, Dr. Octopus. That is right.
What? No.
Anyway, C is correct. Dr. Octopus did bring together the first version of the Sinister Six. You are correct, and 4 for 4 so far. Alright, so these questions may be a little too easy for Greg, so let's see if we can turn up the intensity a little bit. Moving on to the next question. What government agent slows their aging process by taking the Infinity Formula? Is it A, Black Widow, B, Nick Fury, or C, Dum Dum Dugan? Greg.
I'm not a dumb person, so I am gonna go with B, Nick Fury.
Are you sure you don't want to phone a friend on this one?
Can I?
Not today, but you were correct. It is B, Nick Fury. That is 5 for 5. You made it halfway through. How are you feeling about this next half?
Whoa. Yeah, I'm getting kind of bored,
Well, let's see if we can get this.
Yeah.
Let's see if we make this a little difficult on you. Moving into the next question. Question number 6. What type of doctor was Doctor Strange before he turned to the mystic arts? Was he A, a pediatrician, B, a neurosurgeon, or C, a cardiologist? Greg.
He was not a pedo. He was not that.
A pediatrician?
Yes. I thought he was a surgeon, but I don't know what a neurosurgeon is. And would a surgeon be a cardiologist?
A cardiologist would
Thank
deal
you.
with, a neurosurgeon would deal with brain surgery. Pediatrician would be dealing with child care type of medical stuff,
Yeah,
and cardiologist would be like heart stuff.
heart.
Mm.
That is so weird. Brain surgeon. That's weird. I always thought he was just like a regular surgeon.
So, what
I
is
mean,
your
I guess
final answer?
neurosurgeon is like because of the neuro. I never thought it was that specific, but I guess I'm gonna go with that one since it says surgeon. Although, hopefully, cardiologist isn't. Hopefully, that's not a surgeon job. So I'm going
Well,
with B.
B is correct. He was a neurosurgeon in the comic books
I
before
never
he
knew it was that
became
specific.
the master of the mystic arts. So we've got a little
Interesting. I
challenge
never.
there. A little bit of a challenge. It wasn't as
Not
easy.
really. No, it was pretty easy. It's just if I knew
Okay.
what
Okay.
cardiologist does, I would have just done it in the snap of a finger.
Well, let's see how we go to the next question. Marvel's first Ghost Rider series was about an Old West cowboy hero. True or false?
Hmm. I think this one might be true. So I'm gonna go
Would
with
you like to do the 50-50 option?
there's a 50-50 option.
Yes. It's true or false.
Oh, no, I don't want to use that. I'll just use the true or false option. I'm gonna go with true because I'll tell you my reasoning because I feel like I've heard it somewhere that there was a Ghost Rider in the before in like the comic books and also the first Ghost Rider movie, if I remember correctly, there was like this at the end of that movie just a random Ghost Rider shows up like a second one and he comes on a horse and he's like a cowboy and I'm like what the heck is this? And I've never thought about it. I'm like, that's stupid. He just comes and goes, literally. That's his purpose in the movie. And then now you bring this up. I'm like, wait, was that some kind of reference? And so now that's how I'm processing this. So I'm going with my chances here that I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna go with true.
Well, your gut told you right. It is true. There was a Ghost Rider in the Old West before the one we're most familiar with, Johnny Blaze.
Was he from the 40s or which decade was he from?
He was an old Golden Age hero, but also came back in later on in the comics to reappear as well. Moving on to our next question. Private investigator Jessica Jones first fought crime as a superheroine under what name? Was it A. Jewel, B. Pizzazz, or C. Jim? Greg, what say you?
I say a Jewel.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer, but I know she went under different names as well, other than Jewel and Jessica Jones. I thought she also went by another one, but I'm gonna go with Jewel.
Well, for the purposes of this quiz, you are correct. It is A. Jewel. And so far, so good. You are 8 questions in and 8 questions answered correctly. 2 more left. Will you keep your perfect streak alive? Let's find out.
I mean, this is so easy. There wasn't any harder questions.
Well, we'll find out, I guess. Moving on to question number 9. Who kills Loki during the events of the siege? Is it A. Iron Patriot under the guise of Norman Osborn, not War Machine from the movies? B. Sentry, or C. The Hulk? Greg, who killed Loki
Well,
during
dang
the
it.
siege?
This is trash because you know that I didn't read a lot of 20s events, and this is very mean of you. And now I'm gonna get the siege spoiled for myself. Well, I know the Century ripped someone in half, but I'm not sure who that was, whose guts those were.
You
I know
would
he gets what?
you would be correct, and someone does get ripped apart. But is it Loki
But
or is it someone else?
huh? Well, the Hulk. Is he even in there? I don't think he's even in the event because I don't remember him. I think he's out in space. So I'm gonna just go with this logical I'm gonna go with it logically and say the Hulk is not it. Definitely, Iron Patriot was a big part of the event, from what I remember. Like, uh, dang it! But you know what? Uh, if anything, if anyone would kill Loki, a god, I suppose it would have to be Sentry. But I am not 100% sure on this one. My bad. I should have read the event, but I'm gonna go with B, Sentry.
Well, despite your lack of comic book knowledge on this particular subject, you are correct. It is B, the Sentry.
Yay.
Although, for extra credit, who did he rip in half?
Was it Ares?
You are correct. Ares, the god of war, not the one from Wonder Woman, was ripped in half very brutally, very graphically on page. It was a whole spread, I believe.
So this guy is just outright killing all the gods.
Yes, but Thor... Never mind. I won't say anything. You said you not to spoil it. Never mind. Moving on to our final question. You are 9 for 9. Will you pass the last one or not? This is going to be a tough one. Hopefully, we shall see.
Hopefully.
Here we go. The final question for all the marbles and bragging rights. In the original version, the L in the SHIELD acronym stood for logistics. True or false?
This one is easy normie knowledge. True.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
For the perfect score, it is false.
What?
In the original version, the L in the SHIELD acronym stood for law enforcement.
Seriously?
And it was changed for the movies, and if I'm correct, in the comics later on, but originally it stood for law enforcement.
Seriously? Well, now it stands for loser.
You were finally stumped right at the end. You made it 9 out of 10, but that was still a lot to be proud of, and obviously I should have given you the harder questions. My bad. But let us know at home, how did you do? Did you have ease with this like Greg? Did you monumentally screw up the last question like Greg? And could you get the perfect score? Let us know in the comments. Greg, thank you for playing. It's been an honor. You win. You win a great Marvel No Prize for your participation.
Yay.
And maybe next time we'll have some more guests on the show.
For anyone watching wants to take part in a trivia quiz with probably harder questions prepared for future scenarios, you know who to contact. So let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments. And until next time, read some comic books so you'll be prepared, because you don't want to end up like Greg and miss the last question that has to do with an L. Later, everyone.